I mean, I think there's a lot of different valid answers for that. But where I would take this, especially to keep it really accessible to the layperson, right, is that the United States wants zero competition for being the single superpower in the world. It wants no competition for that. It wants to remain the single superpower everywhere, because being the single superpower gives your civilians, gives your population security, but it also means that you have the lion's share of all the resources in the world. And basic economics teaches us that all economics is based on resources. So Iran's goals to create a Shia state, to create a Shia crescent of power and influence across the Middle East, is in stark contrast to what would benefit the United States. What the United States wants is to maintain a Sunni majority, because that's where the oil is coming from, is majoritively for the United States, Sunni, wealthy, Khaliji states.
Even though Iran's the second largest.
Not for the United States.
Yeah, not for the United States.
But it was, right? During the United States' greatest period of prosperity, it was a bipolar world. So unipolarity is something we've had since the 90s onward. And yes, there's been tremendous success, but arguably unipolarity has been destabilizing.
What's unipolarity?
Where you have one world power basically dominating, which has kind of been the case since the end of the Cold War. And now we've seen a rise of other sort of poles, maybe with China being one. But you had, during the entirety of the Cold War, it was a bipolar structure. You had the Soviets, you had the US. And they were dictating everything else on the chessboard that was the globe, right, in front of us. And arguably, since the end of the Cold War, the unipolar system has not been very stable. You could say that, I think the stats you cited, the number of conflicts have almost increased since that time. What's the takeaway from that? What do you guys think?
I mean, this is where I think academics and reality butt heads.
Okay.
Because academically, I agree with you.
Okay.
And on principle, I agree with you.
Okay.
The world could be better if it was multipolar. If we had a strong Europe and we had a strong country in China and we had a country in Asia and we had a strong United States, and if we could find a way to cooperate effectively and collaborate without conflict, I mean, academically, all of that sounds wonderful.
Oh, I don't pretend that it's going to be friendly or cooperative. I think you can have multipolar where you still have adversaries.
Yeah.
But the idea is that you're saying that countries seek to be unipolar. They seek to be global hegemons because that gives them what?
No, countries don't do that. Once you are a near-peer competitor, then you have no other option in the reality of it except to be the most powerful. This is why there's only one Olympic gold winner for any competition, for any specific Olympics. You can't have a tie, right? It's the reason why if there is a game that ends in a tie, it goes into overtime, because you have to have a winner. That's like, it's human nature. I have to know what my threat level is against you. So one of us has to be dominant and one of us has to not be, as it has to be second to our dominance. And we can have dominance in different areas, right? That's why when I'm a guest in your home, I follow your rules. When you're a guest in my home, you follow my rules. There's an element of that that's all just built into our DNA as human beings. But what the United States has is it has global hegemony. It has all the benefits of the world's wealthiest economy, the strongest currency, the lead on technology. We've diversified our workforce so that we don't have to rely on manufacturing. We literally make money off of ideas in the United States, whereas a place like China is doomed to try to have human beings who do things with their fingers to make money. So when you have that level of power, you become very focused on keeping that power. Talk to any wealthy person out there and they'll tell you the same thing.
But war is a zero-sum game. The Olympics are a zero-sum game. Diplomacy implies that others can win